Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Ross, and today I'm going to be talking about studying medicine in China. I'm a doctor working in the field of neurosurgery in the UK, and I'm going to share my personal experience of studying medicine in China. Now, if you reach this video, it's either because you're considering going down that path, or you're already on that path and you need a way to strategize to try and excel after graduation. So I'm going to be sharing some of the key experiences that I've had, some of the challenges I've faced, and hopefully this video will help you in making a decision or just in terms of planning for the future. I went on holiday and I met someone who actually studied medicine abroad. I distinctly remember him telling me that instead of waiting to get into your ideal institution in the UK, his advice was look internationally and find something and just start, because he was saying it's such a long road that you want to start as soon as possible, and if you're determined and you really want it, you'll make it happen. And I was really grateful for that advice because it really lit a fire in me to find an opportunity and to take advantage of it. And so as I was researching for opportunities that again remained within my budget, I came across quite a few different institutions, one of which was in Europe, was in Italy I believe, and I found an institution in China. I just started applying, and within that process it was quite seamless and it was quite easy to get things going. What I thought to myself was, I'll try this for 1 year, and if it's not what I want, then I can always leave and I can always kind of redirect myself in the path that I need to be in. But I went to China, I found a good institution and I really enjoyed it. The first year was amazing. It was challenging for many reasons, but I was determined to finish. Now, there were periods during that degree where I found myself struggling to kind of stay on the course. So you've got to have a bigger reason to finish what you started in order to get through that, especially when you're so far away from family and friends. That's a reality that I think people need to understand before they make a decision like going to China. The curriculum itself is quite interesting because as an international medical graduate, there's always a constant pressure to perform well in your exams and fulfill the requirements of that curriculum. But there's also this understanding that there's another curriculum which is more tailored towards the sort of typical UK-based or Western medical student. And so sometimes there are conflicts between those two curricula, and you have to be in a position where you are studying for your exams in your university, but you're also addressing that you've got a licensing exam that you're going to have to do upon graduation, and so you need to be aware of that syllabus too. So there's a kind of conflict there sometimes. Finding out the right resources is a big part of planning for your success, knowing what books you should be using, what question banks you should be using. And if you don't have a strategy, I think it's quite difficult to achieve all the milestones you need to achieve in a timely manner. So what you'll find is that a lot of international medical graduates that come from China end up spending additional time outside of education filling in the gaps because there was no structure. And this is a key thing, I think, if you are considering to go to China, you need to kind of figure this out before you go, and no one's going to really tell you what that is. So that's part of the hurdle that you have to overcome. And in this channel, I'll be quite happy to share some of those insights and give you a real structure in what you need to do to succeed and to do it in a way where you don't waste time. You're also going to get some exposure to some unique things like traditional Chinese medicine, which at the time you might not really appreciate when you're there because you've got, again, a lot of pressure to fulfill other requirements. But in my experiences, it's better to embrace the unique aspects of the curriculum. There are situations where you can have a certain value that others will not necessarily have. It could be down to just interacting with patients and understanding some of the potential interactions of traditional Chinese medicines with Western medicines. And if you've got these sort of things, it really helps. It's part of your unique sort of selling point, which when it comes to interviews will be really important to have, because already you're standing out as someone who's unique and a bit unusual in that you've gone to China. I would say embrace those aspects of the curriculum whilst you're there, but also don't forget your other commitments, that you have things that you need to read to ensure that you're on the same page as those who are studying in the UK or anywhere else. There were some excellent teachers and some really good professors who are engaged in international research, and you get a good exposure to some really world-renowned clinicians. But actually, I don't think any of that is really important, because we're all pretty much using the same resources, and so the key is studying well and passing your exams and being good at that. To ensure your success is just to make sure you're reading the right stuff and you're actually giving enough time and dedication into that. So there was a huge culture shock for me in China, as you would expect, and looking back at it now, it is something that I look back with a really fond memory, because although it was really foreign and it was really new, people were really warm and inviting. And what you'll find is that in China, you'll get an opportunity to really grow and to meet different types of people. So anyone who's really considering this and has the discipline to stay on track, that this could be a really life-changing experience. It's going to be one of the biggest barriers, but also it's going to be one of the biggest advantages as well. If you take this opportunity for what it is and you devote 100% of yourself into it, this angle of learning Mandarin becomes not only a unique selling point that grants you interviews with competitive specialties and impresses hiring institutions. Mandarin can open up doors for you that are even more lucrative than medicine. And I think that's one of the things that people kind of miss out from this experience. And I think you're going to get some of the best quality education in Mandarin incorporated within your curriculum. You're going to have, medical textbooks which are not available outside of China, which are going to teach you how to interact with patients. I've been in situations in the UK where we've had patients that only spoke Mandarin, and I've had to be that person that goes in and communicates with them. And it's a very powerful skill that I think if you're serious about studying in China and you're disciplined, this could be the one thing that actually gets you opportunities. And on many situations, I found myself sitting in rooms with people because they've been really impressed by that. Like, that was the thing that opened the door. And of course, you need to have all the other things in place. The discipline and determination and the application to learn Mandarin is what impresses a lot of people. So thank you for reaching the end of this video. It's my great pleasure to introduce you to my organisation that is making significant impact in the medical field, and it's called the International Doctors of Asia.org. We are dedicated to facilitating clinical internships, electives and professional research opportunities for medical students and doctors across Asia. Our mission is to provide enriching experiences that enhance medical education and foster a community of healthcare professionals that are well prepared for the challenges of the future. As part of our commitment to supporting medical education, we've also launched an online academy called Clinical Assess. This platform is designed to cover the core clinical competencies essential for medical students to successfully pass the UK Medical Licensing Examination and the UK Foundation Programme's Clinical Assessment. Clinical Assess aims to bridge the gap and provide comprehensive, high-quality training and resources. I encourage all of you to visit our website and learn more about how you can join the International Doctors of Asia and benefit from the opportunities we offer with Clinical Assess.